Good afternoon, Tony Datino here doing my Live with Tony. Still in Larchmont, New York, waiting for some cold weather to come in over the next few days. And I'll be here yet for several more weeks. But I've been doing my Live with Tony's. I've been stressing, what I call my library of books here. And as I've been pulling the different books off the shelf, one consistent message continues to come along from each of the books on the shelf. And that was something that now has been stressed in the current issue of Men's Health Advisor, February issue put out by the Men's Health Advisor. And in that Men's Health Advisor, it comes out of Cleveland Clinic. It talks about the importance of how to build cognitive reserve. And if I go through the books that are on the shelf as you've been watching me during this current week, you'll notice that each of them stresses about the importance of being able to recognize that there are skills that you can learn, practice, and help to develop improving your brain. And these books go back over the last 15 years or so, and the world is beginning to catch up. February of 2023, that talks about the importance of how to build your cognitive reserve. And one of the things that they highlight in this article in the Men's Health Advisor is that you want to challenge your intellect. You want to do things that help you to challenge how you can improve your brain. So it says here, read or take online courses, learn stimulating hobbies, or regularly engage in problem-solving activities. Find something you'll enjoy. And that's been one of our fun things we've done. And how do we make learning, how to improve your memory, how do we make it fun? And so we started a memory competition in 1997 to begin to showcase the people in the world that there are things you can do, and here are people that are demonstrating it. So what you want to be able to do is look at learning how to improve your memory. How do you improve names and faces, and how do you make that fun? So when we're doing workshops and we put people around the table and we get them to learn the names and match it to the faces of the people, we make it fun so people are laughing, but they're learning at the same time. And then we're giving them work to do to make that practical and have them apply it in their day-to-day life. So the next time you go to a grocery store, make it a goal to remember the names of 3 people that are working in the grocery store. And then the next time you see them, you'll be able to remember their name, and by God, you'll get fantastic service. Or wherever it is that you go on a repetitious level, places that you're going to for shopping and malls, or places that you go to on a church, where do you go on a regular basis? Learn some of the names of people you've never met before, and just next time you see them, call them by name. And make it fun and exciting, and see the difference in how you get interactions with people. How do you remember numbers? God, my goodness, phone numbers, addresses, financial balances in your checkbook, taxes that you pay. It's tax season. This is a good time to remember how much you pay in taxes. And just again, as you cite off numbers to people that you're able to recall or remember, do you remember this number? Do you know what our national debt is? Do you know what, some of the data is that's coming out in terms of our government and our taxes and what we pay for property taxes, what percentages. It's amazing how people look at you. God, if you remember numbers. In surveys that have been done, it's amazing that 90% of the populace, they do not like math. They don't like financial data. And now you begin to learn how you can recall data, and bam, you're like the hit of the party. What do you do? Remember a list of things, be it grocery items, or how you focus when you go about doing your daily chores, or things that you need to do at work and your assignments, and just remembering all of the different things in some level of detail, learning one of the most fun methods you can, which is we call the loci or the Roman room method. The good news is all of this is now in an online course called Maximum Memory Mastery. And so that maximum memory comes from those books that you see on the shelves, the mental athletes that have competed in the competitions. And what we're trying to do is make it simple and fun for people to learn, all of it wrapped up in what they're talking about here is challenge your intellect, challenge your brain to do something you've never thought possible. The next state that they talk about is maintaining a robust social network to keep your brain stimulated. And boy, are we seeing that more and more, especially with kids and sometimes with seniors, the impacts that COVID shutdowns have had on our populace. And we talk about the importance of social interaction to mental health and maintaining a good, strong brain, and that when we're not socially interactive with people, how we actually begin to withdraw, and we find that social interaction is one of the ingredients to not feeling lonely and are not feeling isolated. So what can you do to be safe and still keep yourself well and not put yourself at risk to be socially interactive? So I, for example, pick the time of the day when I want to do grocery shopping, and the stores are not overly crowded. I'm still not going into restaurants. I may be a little wacky and a little conservative. I'm still not looking to go indoors to places where they have lots of people. Though as I watch basketball now on television, these arenas are packed with people, and very few have masks anymore. The important thing is people now feel, kids in schools, I mean, kids are thrilled to go back. Believe it or not, kids are thrilled to go back to school. Why? Because they get to meet their friends. They get to go out and play. They also get to go learn. So the importance of seniors getting back out into their networks and getting to meet people in some variety of conditions. I think the world we're getting through the COVID and the flu season here as we approach the end of February and we go into the spring as we get into March. So where can you go? We're going to have baseball season starting up very soon. Spring training is coming back. We still have some cold weather up in the Northeast, as I'm going to find out today and tomorrow, as we expect the temperatures to go to the teens here on Saturday and maybe some snow Monday and Tuesday. But the point of the matter is, can we get outside in the world and at least observe people going about their days and even have the chance to say hello and how are you to a few of the people that we interact? Maybe it's walking a dog down the street and you go see somebody that's walking their dog or their pet. And then the third thing is you want to maintain your physical health. Wow. Well, I don't go to LA Fitness anymore right now, but I have found that I can go out and run on the street. I can go out and do my weights and do some of my stretching programs inside my residence. But I haven't stopped physical health because of COVID shutdowns. I have found alternative ways to do. As you can see, the stairwell behind me, going up and down the steps. Not a bad thing for your thighs and for your calves and for your lower back muscles and your glutes and your butt. There's no excuse for us not to find ways of maintaining some level of physical health. Here it talks about adhere to heart-healthy diets, engage in regular physical activity, optimize your weight, blood pressure, blood sugar. See your doctor to stay current on your care and prevent medical conditions that detach you or detract you from cognitive and overall health. And people often ask, why is physical health so important? Because what they've uncovered and they've discovered is that our physical activities gives us the strength in the blood flow that goes into our brain and gives us the ability to build a reserve. And so the oxygen that we breathe in, a good 20 to 25% of it is consumed up in here. So it makes sense to maintain good aerobic and anaerobic health. That also impacts our heart, but impacts what's going on up here. So these are some of the tips that come out of this article that talks about fortifying your brain. Fortifying your brain. Factors correlate with cognitive reserve. And what they've discovered is educational literacy levels and the type of occupation you have, the hobbies and skills you maintain impact your degree of brain health. Studies have found a link between greater intellectual and social engagement and a reduced risk of cognitive dysfunction in later years of your life. And as I've been reading the sections, as you've seen me over the last couple of weeks, sections of different books that I've been picking up, Moonwalking with Einstein, Tony Buzan's book on head first, Scott Hagwood's book, as I've been pulling books, Dr. Miha Fatui from Hopkins, as I've been reading these different sections, they've all been ahead of themselves in terms of what the Cleveland Clinic is now confirming are good, healthy habits for good, strong memory and mental fitness and brain health. So stay with me on this. We'll see you back here on Monday. Hopefully we don't get snowed in on well, if I get snowed in, it doesn't matter to my Zooms. But in any case, you have a good weekend. Enjoy it. Be safe. And we'll see you on Monday.